Hi everybody, it's Ryan from Ryviews.com. I'm back with my latest tips and tricks video for Peggle. There's a link to my full review of Peggle in the video description. Peggle is pretty straightforward, but there are definitely still a few nuances that can help you along your Peggle journey. The first time you go through the campaign, you're forced to play with each of the Peggle masters for their respective sets of levels. After that, you're pretty much able to, for all the other game modes and replays, you're able to have full control over which power-up you choose, which master you pick. So without going into too much detail for each master, because I plan on releasing some master-specific videos soon, you want to maximize your ability to pick and choose. So after starting a level, you can usually move around that selection panel a bit, which means you can see large sections of the level, usually pretty much the whole level, except for maybe the small chunk in the middle. You should use that to help you make an informed decision about what master you want. If the green pegs are low in the level, you don't want to use a master with an immediate effect, because it could just get wasted. Since for example, if you're using the master with 2 balls and it's towards the bottom of the screen, you might end up spawning another ball and they both just fall off and nothing would happen. Alternatively, if they're high up or clustered by several orange pegs, you might want to use one of the area of effect masters, such as the green alien. You should always have an idea of multiple masters you may want in different situations so that you can make that decision on the fly. As far as strategy, I pretty much always aim for the purple peg. Even in matches where you don't care one bit about the point total, having a chance to boost your shot score enough to gain extra balls can be a huge help. And if you do care about points, getting style points is practically a must, so bouncing off the purple onto a faraway orange can be really useful both for the purple score and for the style points. Also, you want to strategically decide when you hit the green pegs. This still goes along with choosing the right master, of course. Some masters you want it early, some are more useful later in the level. So you might want to consider when you'll get the best bang for your buck out of the power-up. For example, Master Who can sometimes be better late in the level, because using Zen later on can give a huge multiplier. Or rather, when you have a huge multiplier, it can give you a great shot and hopefully restock some balls. But then Lord Cinderbottom, the dragon, his whole power-up is built on shooting through every peg it passes. So you may want to utilize that early to clear a large portion of the field away. If you're trying to clear a whole field to get 100%, it's usually a good idea to clear the orange pegs first, because that will boost your score multiplier. But to avoid accidentally beating the level prematurely, I recommend leaving 3 orange pegs around if possible. That way you still have the 10 times multiplier, but you have a cushion against a stray shot, so you don't accidentally hit your last orange peg and you win the level prematurely. If you leave more than 3, you only have a 5 times multiplier or whatnot, decreasing as there are more left over. So frequently, I do recommend trying to get as many as you can to ramp up that multiplier. When you have a 10 times multiplier, hitting the purple peg requires you to hit 4 other pegs before you get that free shot. So that's pretty easy if you've cleared a lot of orange pegs and not a lot of the rest. So it's good to be able to ramp up your multiplier that far. Late in the field, if you're trying to make every shot count, it helps to master the single shot bounce, where you can hit one peg on the side of the screen and shoot it across into the basket right away. This is usually accomplished by firing as the basket is moving past the peg. So if the peg is on the right side, you could see on my screen here, you want the basket to be right under the peg when you fire, depending on the angle, but if you have a high arc, you want the basket to be just under it, so that way when your ball lands, it makes it into the basket nicely. It's not always possible depending on the level, but there are lots of fields where it's set up so you can retain these shots very easily. For duels, you want to go for the green pegs early, because you always are playing on the same battlefield as your opponent, which means, for one thing, picking a smart master for those situations, so you use the green peg well. But even if you don't plan on using the green peg and you don't really want to waste it, it's still better than wasting it than giving it to your enemies so they can use their power-up. So no matter what master you have, no matter what the skill is, you want to always aim for the green peg early. But also remember, in duels, if you don't hit an orange peg in the round, you lose 25% of your score. So be careful with that. So make sure if you're aiming for the green, you're also going to be able to hit an orange. I usually recommend kind of aiming for cluster or trying to make sure you have a good shot lined up so that you'll definitely bounce from orange to green or vice versa. That's about it for general tips. Like I said, I'll be putting out some more videos based on specific masters and specific challenges. But if you have any requests that you want me to cover, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone. Visit www.ryviews.com for more content, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.